going on, everyone? Richie, Six String Fun. Hey, I want to show you a couple things that I've learned over the years that helped me. Doesn't mean it's the end all to be all for learning it all, but this helped me out because it was very visual as I went along. I kind of just kept this stuff in my back pocket to help me out along the way. So I want to show you 5 things. Hopefully I can get it done in less than 5 minutes. We'll see how that goes. And maybe it'll help you out. If it helps out 5 people, 6 people, at least I helped somebody out, because this is what helped me out over the years, because I'm more of a visual learner than just reading some text. So here we go. Let's take a look at them real quick. Okay, let me just show you something real quick versus your major and the relative minor, okay? I want to just work on the 5th and 6th strings for this exercise. If I find the starting point, let's just say here, the 3rd fret of the 5th string, that's a C note, okay? If I go up 1 over 2, that's A, okay? Those are really your major and your relative minor if you wanted to start diving deeper into C major versus A minor. So if I pull a C major scale, there's the relative minor string. Right? C, A minor. So for this exercise, just to kind of get some visual plots, on the fretboard, start here, up 1 over 2. And that'll work anywhere. Okay? Again, it'll work on maybe a couple of other strings, but for just this exercise, let's concentrate on those 2 strings, okay? So here, up 1 over 2. All right, there's 1. The power chord. We've all heard it. I'm sure a lot of us are playing it now. But just in terms of a visual reference point on the fretboard, let's work on the 6th string, okay? If I'm on the 6th string on the 3rd fret, my G note here, down 1 over 2. There's my 5th. There's my power chord. That'll work on the 5th fret and 4th frets. Excuse me, I should say 5th string, 4th string, and even the 4th string, 3rd string. All right, and you can't do it any further than that for this particular exercise, okay? But find your starting point, down 1 over 2. Okay, so that'll work on the 6th string, 5th string, 4th string. Again, just some visual reference points there. All right, next one are finding the octaves. Very similar to the power chord. You find your starting point, let's just keep it here on the G, so 6th string, 3rd fret, down 2 over 2. Okay? You have 2 G notes here. Here's my root, there's my octave. And we're not playing that string in between. You have to mute that with probably your index finger as it's covering that note on the 6th string. Okay? And that'll work on the 5th string, 3rd string combo. Again, find your starting point, down 2 over 2. You'll have identical notes, you'll have octaves there. Mute that string in between. All right? So that's a visual reference point for your octaves. The major scale. One of the scales probably we've learned that we're learning right now. As an example, here is a C major scale. Okay? But let's try to do something a little bit different. Instead of just playing a traditional scale pattern, or play it here, go backwards and diagonal. And here's what I mean. Here's how. So just listen to this. Close your eyes and listen. Notes were identical, but I completely changed the pattern. Here's what I want you to look at this way. Go from 8-10 on the 6th string, 7-8 on the 5th string, 5-7 on the 4th string, 4-5 on the G string. And what I'm doing here is on that 6th string, I'm going 8-10, so I'm skipping a fret. The 5th string, I'm not skipping a fret, it'll be 7-8. The next string, I am skipping a fret, 5-7. And then on the final string, which is the 4th or the 3rd string, just 4-5, where I'm not skipping anything. So another way to visualize some notes on the fretboard here. Again, I was starting on the 8th fret for C. You could probably go down, when I say down to 7, 6, 5, you might be able to do it there. Maybe you might have to use an open string, but that won't work if you do it on the 3rd fret. So again, we're going backwards diagonal, just a different way to look at it. And just keeping with the scales, in particular the C major scale as an example, look at it linear. Don't look at it as just a box on the fretboard. Look at it, again, here's a C major scale. Here's a C major scale. Well, here's a C major scale. right? All I'm doing is I'm showing you in a way to look at the intervals in between the notes. So that way you can see it as it relates to, here's my root, there's my second, here's my third, there's my fourth, right? Again, another way to look at it other than just maybe the same way we've been doing it for a long time. I'm more of a visual learner. These things kind of help me out to just, look at the fretboard differently. Again, I was in the key of C for most of this, especially the scales. You can do it anywhere, right? So maybe this could give you a way to start thinking about things a little bit differently and visualizing them. It helped me. Hopefully it helps you. It's not the end all be all. These are just little hacks that helped me out over the years by seeing things on the fretboard without having to memorize notes, but seeing intervals, which I think might be a little bit more important depending on which path you're taking for learning the guitar. Both are very important. It just depends what's best for you. So hopefully that helped you out. We'll see you soon.